Hi all, this is Reema, and today we are going to record session on AARI. So in the AARI, on this session, we are going to split into two parts. So in first part, I'll tell you how we can read data from the Excel file, and in second part, I'll provide how we can put the data inside the AARI and how AARI will fetch the record from your Excel from the background and it will display on the form side. Okay. So let's start with the first part, then I'll explain the second part. So for that, I'm going to create a folder for ARI. So I'll put the name as ARI2. Okay, let's create this folder. And before I start with this automation, I'll share the data. So I created an Excel file here, and in this Excel file, it will store the student information result, student information, student ID, student name, address, and result. So we have to pass a student ID, okay, and then it will give you that corresponding record. Suppose if I am passing to the student ID, then it will fetch this all record, the student name, corresponding student name, corresponding address, and corresponding result. So let's see how we can automate this part, the Excel part first. Okay, so to automate this one, first what we need to do, we need to automate this Excel. And to automate Excel, we have to create one task bot. So in the task bot, let's put some name, read data from Excel. Okay, I'll create this one and it will sit by default inside this one. If you want to save in some other folder, you can choose from here. So I'll create this one and let's start with the programming. So first we need to open that Excel file and then get all the record and we'll store those record in some variable. So to open that Excel file, we have a command inside the Excel Advanced. So why I'm using this Excel Advanced? Because this Excel is installed on my system and I'm running this program on my machine. So this Excel should be installed over there. So that is the reason I'm using this Excel Advanced package. So in Excel Advanced package, we will use this open command. Inside the open command, there is three features are available: control room, desktop file, or variable. So my file is on desktop, so that's the reason I'm going to use this desktop file. And you can browse from here also. Or you can put direct path over there, path of the file. Just put here, delete double comma, double quote, and my file contains header, right? So I'll select this one, and the specific sheet is my data is inside sheet one. So you can see here, my data is inside sheet one. So that is the reason I'm putting the sheet one name here in specific sheet. Okay, and it is read write mode. And session name I have added by default it is default, but if you want to add your session, that also you can add here. So second thing is how we can get the data, whole data in a variable. So for that we have a command inside the Excel package, Excel advanced package, get all cell, get multiple cells. Okay, use this one. So here we need to select all row because I want to get all I want to extract all the data. So I will select the all row. Okay, if you want to select a particular range, that also you can provide here. But in my case, I'm selecting all the row. And again, the session name should be matched with the first line. In first, the session name was default. So here also it will be default. And like here we are extracting all the record, right? So we have to store those data into some variables. So we have to create here variable. So the type of the variable will be table because this data is inside the table, right? So we have to extract those data inside the into the table variable. You can see the type is table here. Okay, so just create and select and close this file. Close this file in Excel Advanced Package. Use this close command. Okay, save this one and use a step to list down your all these steps. Okay, in step just put extract all data input data table, right? Okay. Now, what I like, what was our use case? Like, I'll provide the student, and user will provide the student ID, and system like what will provide the corresponding result, right? So here, we have to use loop command again inside this step. We'll do this one. Student ID details, right? So here I'll use loop to get the corresponding data. Okay, so here you can see I have extracted all the results inside the table, right? Data table. So inside the loop, we have to use data table because our data is inside the data table variable. Yeah. So just use data table, and here we have to provide the table variable name. So we have stored our data inside this variable, table variable. So we have to select this one, and here we need to create a record variable. Here we will get the data row by row and column by column. Okay, so after this we need to create a four variables, like here you can see three variables like we need to create for this one: student name, student address, and student result. Let's assign the variable one by one. Go into the string command, and inside the string command use assign sign command, and here we need to use this record one. So see, table row we had created, and this is a record type variable. So here we can select by index also, by name also. So if we are selecting the by name, then we need to provide this header name over there. If we are selecting by index, that means it will like if it is zero, that means it will select the first column. First column. So in the Excel file, in the robotics, the always header is like always this index is start with zero. Like your student ID index is zero, student name is one, and address is two, and result is three. Right. So here what we need to check, like suppose I am giving like user input will be the ID. So here we need to match that user ID is matching with a column or not, right? So here I'll select yes, insert. Before assigning this one, let me delete this, and first we need to check if condition. So inside the if condition, we need to check, we need to check user input with first column. So user input, we need to check. So let's create a variable user input, and that will be an input from user side, right? So let me put the name as user input, and this will be input because user will provide the input, right? And create this one, and here we'll add that variable user input. Okay, so we need to match the user input with the first column. If it will match, then only we have to fetch the corresponding result. So for that we need to add the target value. Target value is inside the table row and by index 0, because our first column is at 0 index. So we are selecting this one. Okay, if suppose the this condition will match, then we have to fetch the corresponding record. Okay, so how we can do that? So for that we need to use this assign command inside the string operation. So see, assign command, and how we can do that? So first we need to get the, if record is matching, the employee ID, sorry, student ID is matching, then we have to extract the name. Okay, so name is at one position. You can see the name is at one position. So one, yes, insert, and let me create a variable student, student name. Okay, and second variable will be copy this one, paste here. Second will be at second position, and that is address. So just create and assign here. And third is like third is result, student result. Yeah. So here we receive all this, like we had assigned all the columns values against this matching. Yeah, you can see. Yeah. So name add student name, student address, and student result we are getting here. If this condition will satisfy, and suppose if you are getting the result, then we have to pass some kind of line like we found the result, right? If suppose we are not like if we are searching some like five student ID here in this table, but five is not available, then we need to pass some kind of line like we not found that record inside the Excel file. For that, we need to assign one flag value. For the flag value, just uh, create one variable for flag. Create one variable flag record found. Okay, and this will be as the output because we are going to use this task bot in our RE framework. So in that case, in RE, we will check this output file will be found or not. Accordingly, we'll display the result on screen. So here I'm just putting false. Initially, I'll put false, and suppose if I'll get the result, then the flag will be true. Okay. Yeah. So this is the result. Let me show you the result. So this Excel file.